All right, family. Want to welcome everybody again to our Monday Money Making Motivational Mindset Zoom. Will and Tim been doing this for a couple of years now. Um, just recently got on the Zoom from doing the Monday night calls. Guys, like I said, if you guys are here, you're definitely blessed. You're in the right place. Um, if this is your first time, welcome. Everybody, welcome back. Um, you guys know or don't know, REI Wholesalers or Us was started almost 5 years ago by Will and Tim, pretty much to share their experience, their 20 plus years of experience with the community. And since then, they helped a lot of people get not only the first deals, the first checks, but they helped a lot of sellers with whatever the situation, whatever the problem was. But guys, give us just one more minute. Give us just one more minute, guys, and we'll get started. All right, welcome, family. Guys, welcome to the Monday Money Making Motivational Mindset Zone. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everybody had a great Monday. Um, guys, welcome to everybody that's new. Welcome everybody that's been here before. Um, REI Wholesalers or Us was started by Will and Tim almost 5 years ago. Pretty much, like I said earlier, with the intention to share their 20 plus years of real estate experience with the community. And since then, they helped a lot of people get their first checks, helped a lot of people close numerous deals, they helped a lot of sellers and a lot of buyers, and just overall just helped the community here in Atlanta. Um, but I could go on these brothers here and how much they help not only myself and a lot of other people, but if Will, Tim, you brothers on the line, the stage is yours.
Hey, Delano, how's it going?
Hey, I'm great, Tim. How's it going?
Hey, man, I'm doing well, man. Can you see and can you hear us?
Hey, I can see and hear you perfectly fine.
All right, man. That's perfect, man. Perfect. Well, listen, guys, we are so grateful, man. Welcome to REI Wholesalers Are Us, our money-making motivational mindset Monday Zoom, guys. We are so excited, guys, to have you on tonight. We want to thank each and every one of you for jumping on. But before I get started with anything, I just want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for giving us the opportunity to even do this. If it wasn't for him, we would not even be here. So I am grateful to him. Grateful to you guys for jumping on tonight. We are so excited because of what we have in front of us. I want to thank my partner, Will, for just grinding, making sure everything happens. Lachette and Delano, we certainly appreciate that introduction, young man. We appreciate what you're doing here, and we are so grateful. So, hey, guys, once again, welcome to REI Wholesalers Are Us. I'm Tim Harvey. That's my partner, Will Galloway, that's beside me, guys. And we are excited because we have such a treat for you tonight. We are excited because, like, even during these times, guys, there is so much opportunity out there. And we've got a treat for you tonight. The young man is going to share with you guys how to recession-proof your business and also how to prepare for this fourth quarter. Guys, we're excited, and we're just excited about this thing. But listen, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of background about how we got started, okay? And everywhere I go, people ask me, like, how did you guys get started? How did you guys start that group? And, we're just grateful for the timing. Well, anyway, myself and Will, we had been doing business together. We met around 2014, I believe it was, and we had been doing business together, wholesaling, buying, selling deals, flipping them. And, I just noticed that they were, first of all, I met him from a bandit sign. And gave him a call off of a bandit sign. And shortly after that, we began to do business together. And in doing business together, I just noticed something was different about this young man. I had prayed about, good partnerships, and noticed something was different about this young man. Not only was he saved, not only was he a man of God, but he knew exactly what he was doing with his business, did it with integrity. And so, countless deals later, me and him, sitting around, and, it's like a brother I'd never known. But me and him were sitting around one day, and we was like, hey, let's put together a community of, people that do stuff like us, that do business like us. Let's put together a community of like-minded individuals that want to do real estate together. And not only that, but faith-based, loving God, and just ready to, take this business to the next level. And we want to do it as a community. So what we did was we actually sat down one day at the Barnes and Noble. Many people don't know in these days of social distancing, there used to be bookstores. But anyway, we sat down one day at Barnes and Noble and actually put together the plan. We actually wrote it down. The Bible says you write your vision down and make it plain. So we actually were able to do that. And upon doing that, we set up our first meetup. And our first meetup was at a Piccadilly cafeteria. Again, a restaurant, a place where you actually meet up. Well, anyway, we actually had our first meetup at that Piccadilly cafeteria. And, we were blown away by the reception. We were blown away at how many people were there, and people asked us to do more. So, we began to do more, and we began to do them every month, and several years later, it's a huge community of like-minded individuals, and couldn't have done it without God. So here we are, back in, I think it was 2018. A lot of our, partners, we of course, we helped a lot of people, get their first deal, helped a lot of people get, second deals, helped a lot of people launch businesses, full-time real estate businesses. So here we are in 2018, our partners are asking us for just a little bit more. So we got the idea to go ahead and do this call. And the call was on Mondays. And the reason we chose Mondays was because for me personally, I just remember what it was like in corporate America. I used to hate Mondays. You go home on Friday, get off at 7 o'clock, it'd be late. You get off at 7 o'clock, and it'd be nighttime. And by the time you get home, you're tired and all that stuff. And really, you have like one day, and that's Saturday. And Saturday, you're out running around, paying bills, doing the things, the essential things that you need to do. And then, of course, Sunday is worship. So you really had no time. So by the time it came to Monday, then, we were dreading heading back into the office, fighting that traffic again. And I just remember having that mindset of hating it. But once I got into this business full time, I just had a shift, and realized that when I started working for myself, that I had to love Mondays. And from there on, we made a decision to love Mondays. And me and Will, we decided to go ahead and put together the Money-Making Motivational Mindset Monday, because we know that, you can't love it without having the right mindset. So we put together this, and, started off with a call. And now it's set to Zoom. And now, of course, we're on Facebook Live. And eventually we'll be on YouTube and every other place of social expression. But listen, guys, tonight, just, and we're excited because tonight we've got, a special guest. And he's a good friend of ours. Of course, we do business with our friends. He's a good friend of ours. And we're just excited about what he's going to bring to the table tonight, specifically during these times. Partner, how you doing?
Oh, man, I'm blessed, man. What about you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you, man.
All right. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah, man. How's it going? How's it going, man? It's been quite a day. I mean, it's good to, it's good to be in this business. It's good to let people know, hey, we're still doing business. We're still doing deals. And, it's been a great Monday. All of us, all of us are preparing for, what's coming up. And certainly we're preparing for what's happening now. And it's just good to be alive. It's good. I'm grateful, man.
Yeah, man, me too, man. I'm just so grateful, man. I wake up every morning full of gratitude. I mean, I've always been full of gratitude every day anyway, but lately I just been really, really, really full of gratitude. Because I mean, even though we're going through, this epidemic, this crisis right now, we just still got so much to be grateful for. You know what I'm saying? There has been hundreds of thousands of people have lost their lives, and to know that you're still breathing, you still got a chance to be successful, you still got a chance to win, you still got a chance to succeed. That's so much to be grateful for, so I'm just grateful. I give my Lord Savior Jesus Christ all the glory, all the credit, and I'm grateful. And I think my goal and your goal and everybody that we bring on, goal is to push everybody to understand that this is not over with. You know what I'm saying? We are going to receive victory at the end of this journey. It's just a journey. It's just a trial that we're going through, and it's only temporary. That's the great thing. It's only temporary. It might seem like it's been a little over a month now. It might seem like a lot going on, but it's only temporary. One thing I'm grateful for is it has affected the business, but it hasn't affected the business to where we still can't close. We still can't make money. We can still make money out here. You know what I'm saying? So that's the part we need to understand, that money is still being made. People are still closing deals every day.
Yep.
So that part haven't changed. Like, it hasn't been a lockdown on real estate. It hasn't been a lockdown on closing deals. So, we still in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get out the game right now. The time is now. You know what I'm saying? Each time it is, the time is now. So I just encourage everybody, and I know our guest is going to do the same thing. I just encourage everybody to stay grounded, stay motivated, stay inspired. Whatever you got to do to stay motivated, it's our duty to be on these calls every Monday at 8:00. It's our duty, because we don't want you guys to start your week off on the wrong foot. We want you guys to jump on a Monday call and say, you know what, I'm finna go hard this week. I'm finna go hard this month. I'm gonna give it all I got. I'm finna do what I got to do to win, do what I got to do to succeed, to get victory, and, we pray that we can continue to plant those seeds, and even our guests continue to plant those seeds, so you guys can see, reap a harvest, and you guys can see blessings. Because if Tim is not looking sad, and I'm not looking sad, and our guest tonight is not looking sad, then you don't need to look sad. You don't need to have your head down. You need to keep your head up, stay focused, stay motivated, and it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. I guarantee you.
One thing I noticed, partner, is that this whole thing really is a mindset. With a lot of it.
Absolutely.
I mean, of course there are physical restrictions, where we need, where we have to
Absolutely.
be careful, and we've got to be wise with our movements and all that stuff. But really, it's really a mindset thing. And I just noticed, like even with politics and what's going on, White House, all that stuff, the ebbs and flows of mindset, and how much it affects us. So this is really a mindset thing. And I just want to, we just want to encourage everybody, keep your mind right, keep your mind right, just stay with it, stay with it, and the manifestation will come that you're looking for.
I'm glad you brought that up, man, and that solidifies the reason why we do this Monday call. It solidifies it, because if we was only just talking about real estate and we weren't focused on building you guys up mentally, if this would have came, you guys would have freaked out and just panicked. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just would have hit you from nowhere. But when you mentally at a place where you can adjust and you can adapt, that's where you want to be. You want to be a person that if somebody throw you anywhere in the world, anywhere in the universe, anywhere, any state, it don't matter, any place in the world, you're going to be able to adapt. You're going to be able to adjust to whatever your environment, whatever the environment brings upon you, you know what I'm saying, you're just going to be able to adapt. And no matter what it is, no matter what's going on, you're going to be able to adapt. But it starts from a mental standpoint. Everybody can adapt. Everybody can adjust to change. Everybody can adjust to, you know, when things are going wrong. You know, some people are just only used to their comfort zone. And when they get pushed a little bit or when they get challenged a little bit, then that's when the issues come at. But mentally, you got to be able to be ready for those challenges. And right now, that's a mental challenge right now, you know, and the people who mentally are strong are the ones that's going to survive. And everybody that's on this call, we're going to survive. You know what I'm saying? We're going to survive through, you know, this temporary, it's just temporary setback. That's all it is. It's a temporary setback. And, you know, we're going to keep moving. We're going to keep grinding. And
you said the word. You said grind.
Yeah, man. Exactly. So, you know, we always want to make sure, you know, we bring on the best of the best, you know, especially in our local market, people that we have relationships with. If we bring somebody on this call, that means we look at them like family. We look at them like brothers, sisters, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not just going to bring anybody on this call. So, you know, this person, you know, we both have so much respect for. He's like a brother. I just, ever since I met this guy, man, like his hustle, his mentality, his grind, his ethics, everything, man, just top notch. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude, I mean, it's not enough I can say about him, man. I mean, he's like a brother to me. I love him to death, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just glad he's able to jump on this call with us tonight. I mean, I could say so much more, but I know we want to get into the call. Tim, you know, you might want to share a few things, you know, that stand out. The
thing about grind is you know, like one thing I had to do, like even when jumping on this call tonight, you know, like you know, and I had to put my face on. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, the face of, you know, like, let's just move forward, that kind of thing, that mindset. And you know, like even, you know, like even at the beginning of the call, you know, we have to make sure that, you know, hey, our mindset is this, our mindset is that. And that's what Grind God does for me. Like every time I talk to him, he's, you know, his mindset is, let's do this, let's do that, let's move forward, let's grind, you know, no matter what it is. You know, you can put Grind Guy in the bottom of an ocean, you can put him in the bottom of a pit, and he's gonna grind his way out. And that's, you know, that's what I think about when I think about this guy. So I'm just excited about it. And it all starts with mindset. It all starts with mindset. So I'm so excited to just, you know, to bring him on, man, brother. You know, you're no stranger. So, you know, this is you. You're no stranger, man. How's it going? Let's just rap. Are you on?
Yeah, I'm on.
Okay. What's up, man?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Oh man, we grinding like you.
Hey, first, man, I wanna thank you guys for, you know, letting me speak on your platform. This is dope, man. And people need to hear it. People need to still actively see us out here, really keeping our mindset and still doing this business.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's like, you know, when I was talking, you know, like when we talk about this, when we talk about, you know, these platforms, you know, that we all blessed to have, you know, it's important. I mean, it's important, because I just remember, like, when I didn't have a platform, nor did I see anybody, you know, back in 2008, 2007, back then, you know, I quit the business. You know, I quit the business. And had I had a platform and had I seen anybody, then I would not have done it, John. You understand what I'm saying? I would not have done it. I'd have kept on grinding. I'd have worked my way through it, and, you know, eventually gotten paid. And I just remember, like, the first couple of days of this thing, when this thing started happening, you know, of course you have questions, and you're like, okay, what's what? Let me make sure I understand my atmosphere. But then by the time, you know, the second week had come, you know, and a closing happened, I was like, oh, okay. You know, it's just a new world. We just got to get the right information and, you know, get us in the right place. So it's a mindset, brother.
It's definitely a mindset, man. The crazy thing about this business is that it's trends to the business, right?
Yeah.
But the last trend we were unaware of. because we got in the business at the end of the trend that was before that.
Right.
So when that trend 2008 hit, we was like, what do we do? We was just cashing. Didn't know what to do. Just had money sitting here. But life goes on when you're not making that money.
Right.
Doesn't matter how cash heavy you are, that money's going to eventually be what? Gone.
Yeah. Cash moves. Cash moves. And I think to some of our listeners, man, big shout out to everybody that's on here. Can you give them just, like where you were, during the last recession and where and what you did and more importantly, this reception, this thing that's happening now, and what you're doing now.
Okay, well, the last recession, I'm gonna say that I wasn't prepared for this last recession. I didn't know that it was coming. The mentor that showed me the snippet of the business, he didn't show me that side to be prepared for this enormous crash that was going to happen. I wouldn't be able to really do business like I was doing because I was only one-dimensional.
Right.
So I had to learn how to get out of the one-dimensional mindset because that's all I knew.
Right.
I mean, March 2008 probably was the highlight of my career as far as in real estate because I sold over 35 houses in 1 month to a hedge fund. To a hedge fund, but not knowing that the hedge fund, they were just cash heavy to purchase the houses at that time. They weren't doing anything with them. And then here comes 2011, 2012, they call me back up. Hey, John, remember those houses you sold me? We want to sell them back to you.
Wow.
So they just made a whole bunch of money. And when they sold them back to me and I saw what they were selling them back to me for, I started noticing the houses. I was like, I sold them this house. I sold them this house. I sold them. And I started seeing what they were doing. I was like, oh man, if I would have just been smart enough to hold on to a few of the houses that I sold. Right. So, I mean, the approach then and the approach now is totally different. People don't understand, like, we kind of been waiting for this to happen. In a sense. We knew it was coming. We kind of been waiting on it. And the reason why we were waiting on it is because it was a lot going on in the business. Too much of the things that didn't need to be going on in the business that was going on in the business. So now this is kind of going to kind of separate the real from the real deal. You're going to know who's really doing business and who's really doing it the right way now.
Right.
So that's the real difference, man. The mindset this time around,
we missing what you're saying. We think missing what you're saying.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. I think where you had stopped was you had stopped on mindset, and that's what last thing that we heard as an audience.
Yeah, the mindset is the most important thing in any business, man. Like, you're gonna in any business, you're gonna go through things. It's gonna happen. You just have to have the mindset to be prepared for those things that are coming, right? Like right now, we open up a door. You don't know what's on the other side of the door, but if you're prepared to open up this door, then you'll be ready to fight whatever's coming through the door.
Right.
So that's kind of the mindset that me and the team, that's where we're at right now. And I'm grateful for the position that I'm in and to be still in the business and still active and still doing the business today.
Yeah, here's somebody got some background.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can see you, Will, but we can't hear you.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. What are you doing right now to keep your team motivated right now through this time, right, Brian?
Man, we really just doing the basics, man. The basics still work. Don't complicate this business, man. The basics still work. I don't know if y'all saw a few team members. They're doing other things such as driving for dollars.
Yeah,
I know y'all saw
Heaven forbid.
Still driving for dollars.
Heaven forbid. We got to do that, right?
They still work. I mean, right? We're going through a pandemic, right? But how many of us that do the business how many people are we really coming in contact with when we're really just out grinding, driving for dollars,
Right.
or just doing any of the things that we're doing day to day? We're really not really in contact with a lot of people.
Right.
So we still kind of been doing and moving as if this is not even really going on, and contacting those sellers that were too high that are now motivated to sell.
Right, right. So can you like I know a lot of people are kind of reticent about I guess driving for dollars and things of that nature, but this is one thing that I've seen, and I really think it's a mindset because a lot of my guys driving for dollars like every day still, and putting points on the board as they do that. So I think that there's ways that we can do this. I mean, we don't necessarily like we don't always have to get out the car. We can stay in the car, get the address, and then go back. And what are some of your team members doing that's coronavirus safe, but at the same time effective?
Well, like you just said, Tim, driving for dollars is like a main thing that people don't like to do.
Right.
But when you're doing it, you're in contact with so many people, like
Right.
as far as the community.
Right.
So before the pandemic, it was good to do because we get out and talk to the people. Right now, you don't really want to come into contact with too many people.
Right.
But we have VAs. We're scrubbing lists. We're doing follow up with cold. Oh man, cold call is number one.
Right.
I've even got back on the phone and started cold calling a lot myself because we in the house, right?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, and we've been preaching about this for the last couple of weeks. I guess up until a couple of weeks ago or a month ago now, everything was just kind of easy. Let's just admit it. Everything was just kind of flowing, right? Yep. But this has really forced us to get back into, it's almost like basic training. It's forced us to get back, like you say, to the basics. Like somebody's got, we got to get on the phone. I get on the phones myself, make calls, things of that nature, and just find out what people are saying, on the front lines. It's getting back in the front lines, really, is what it is.
Man, I mean, the reason why the business is started doing what it was doing because people are complicating the business. Don't complicate it. It's the basics still work, and they have from the beginning of time, and they're going to continue to work. What happens is a lot of people start complicating what to do and how to do it.
Right.
The follow-up, we all talk about this all the time. The key is in the follow-up. How many times have you talked to those homeowners that had their house? You talked to them 3 months ago. They weren't selling. You talked to them. You had your VA follow-up with them the following month, and they were selling.
Right.
It's going to be so many opportunities coming within these next few months. You guys know what I'm getting prepared for right now. The fourth quarter.
Oh yeah. Well,
that's what we want to jump in. We want to jump into that right now. We had a conversation about everybody. So you guys hear me?
Yeah, real quick. Just want to
go for it.
That Anissa was asking about you cold calling. She wanted to know if you still cold calling, on Saturday and things of that nature. So you just answered that question. I just want to make sure that guys, if you have questions, please, please ask away, as we talk, and we'll work the answer.
Okay.
Go ahead, partner. Sorry about that.
I think she meant, is he doing a cold calling live thing? I think that's what she was asking.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, the wholesale live thing is kind of on hold.
Right.
Ron had kind of put that on hold for a second, but it's going to be opening back up.
And reason being is because of social distancing, right?
Right.
Because like really, we have to be responsible, and honestly, like sometimes if we're at our houses, then we I know it's good, to kind of have the camaraderie of everybody together, but we can still be together. It's just we're together a little bit differently, right, Greg?
Exactly. We still together. Yep.
So yeah, because of social distancing, we kind of put that, to a hold. But listen, we're still making calls. That's the number one thing, according to Grind. That's the number one thing. And partner, you want to talk about the fourth quarter?
Yeah, real quick, just some of the comments. Deanna said, if you drive for dollars, she said the Deal Machine app has a plug-in to drive for dollars virtually. I've heard of that, but I didn't know Deal
about
Machine.
that. I heard about that. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people using Google Maps or something to like drive for dollars versus something like that. But I didn't know Deal Machine had a plug-in, so you know, I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah,
that means you don't gotta leave your home. You can just drive for dollars from your home. I mean, just and write down on the same addresses
from your house. Yeah.
I mean, it's always good to get out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? It's always good because sometimes you just don't want to be cooped up in the house. You want to just kind of get out and just get some peace. You know what I'm saying? And just ride. You know, and you can see the streets. You can see who's doing what. You can see what house is being renovated. You can see it in person. You know what house is actually vacant. You know, so if you just don't want to leave the house, I think that's a good option to explore. But for the most part, I think as long as you're doing something, I don't care what it is. As long as you're doing something.
Yeah, staying active. Staying active.
Shout out to Ashley. What up, Ash? He said, how would you guys proceed with selling a tenant-occupied property right now?
Carefully. Very carefully. That's a good question. You want to take that one, bro?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, tenant-occupied properties, you just got to know all the details. I would say knowing all the details of the tenant. You know, how much are they paying? How long have they been there? Are they, you know, what type of tenants are they? Or is this going to be an issue where we're going to do some cash for keys? Or is this an issue that, you know, they're just hoarding right now until everything clears up? You know, right now we can't really do anything about the tenants being in place if it's a bad tenant. But the first thing you got to do is find out what type of tenant you're dealing with.
Right. Like Section 8 or something like that. Like I got a deal now. That where big shout out to Keto helped me out with a short sale, right? Mm-hmm. And it's got the guy's living inside the house, and he says he's gonna move in 30 days, but we're working with the bank, to make to give us time, to close, because of the tenant issue. There's a tenant inside, so I mean, like I say, I mean, you just have to know everything about that situation. And what Ashley's talking about is, now you've got tenants tenants adverse tenants that aren't necessarily moving out. Right. Not only that, but you also have the health concerns with coronavirus. So it's just a double thing now where you just got to move very, very carefully. Like John said, if you can do cash for keys maybe or something like that, something to entice that tenant to go ahead and move out. And that's about the best you can do. But one thing I do encourage, like you said, is to make sure that you get all the information up front. And especially when you're dealing with the seller. Like if you're dealing with that seller, make sure you get all information up front. And I think it's best to get information up front, especially if it's an adverse situation, because then that can help you in your negotiation. Because a lot of times we go into a deal not knowing what the deal is with the tenant. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the seller always says, hey, it's got a tenant in there, they're paying blah, blah, blah. But then by the time you get inside the deal, and how do I know this? Because this has happened to me. Yep. By the time you get inside the deal, you find out that the tenant and the seller ain't even talking. And it makes it tough. So
how many times has that happened?
It used to happen to me all the time.
Right.
But more and more, I know to ask the right kind of questions to the seller. Like when's the last time they paid? Can you show us that they've paid? Show us the receipts. If you can do that, then then we may have a situation. If they can't point to receipts where that tenant's paying, then I'm not saying it's a bad deal, but it's a deal where it's definitely open to some kind of negotiation. Can they call the tenant? Can they give you the tenant's telephone number where you can actually call the tenant and confirm what the situation is? And if that's the case, they ain't got nothing to hide, then it's a situation.
That's typically what we do in that process of due diligence. Right. We want to be able to talk to the tenant and find out, make sure everything's on the up and up as what the seller said.
Right.
Sometimes it's tricky because the sellers don't want the tenants to know that they're selling. You got, all these things that are going on.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I run into that a lot. I was just going to say that I run into that a lot where the tenants don't want to alarm the owners don't want to alarm the tenants because they don't want to startle them or make them feel like, oh, they're going to leave the house if they find out they're selling. They want to keep it a secret. Right. So, I mean, you get all those type of, I think at the end of the day, it boils down to the deal. It boils down to, if you can make the numbers work. people still are buying properties, tenant occupied, but you guys made a great point. It really depends on what type of tenant you got. You know, you really want to screen and find out, you know, how much they're paying, how long they've been there. You know, you really, it helps the deal better when you can when you can find out more about it.
Yeah, the other thing is Kendall said, Kendall Ficklin, what's up, K-Fick? What's going on? He said, I'm pulling the cash. He said, I'm pulling out the cash for keys on this one in Conley we just got today. They haven't paid since January. So yeah, I mean, like that's something you got to do, Fick, is like if they ain't paid since January,
you gotta negotiate something for the tenant.
Yeah, you gotta bring them in the deal. So, but see, that's also like better negotiation for you and the owner, you know, at that point, because now you know you got an owner that's gotta sell, not just somebody that act like they want to sell, but it's somebody that gotta sell. And now you've created a situation that's good for yourself. So yeah, big ups to you, KP.
And what we also been doing a lot right now is systematizing the business as much as possible, correcting all the errors, going back, listening to Mojo Dollar, listening to the VAs, making sure they're saying the proper things. We just systematizing and setting everything to run as smooth as possible and setting us up for what? This fourth quarter.
So you getting yourself, you like what you're doing like during this time is you're going into your business, because you know it used to be preached, you know, like way before, you know, all these people that, you know, that been, you know, trying to sell this thing, you know, been trying to sell these systems and things of that nature. They were preaching to stay out of your business. But what we're saying during this time is to get into your business, you know every part of your business so that you can be better prepared for the future.
Most definitely.
Corey F. Brown says the downside to virtual driving for dollars is depending on Google's most recent pictures. Yeah, sometimes Google does have pictures that aren't quite as recent, and you know, we see that all the time. But you know, that also gives you an opportunity to get back out there. We're not saying to do everything virtually. You know, listen, I know that that's what they're preaching today, and I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it at all. But sometimes you've got to go out and just check, go back and see that house, especially if it's something that's in your area. You know, you go back. And Candace says Landglide is a great app also. You can drive for $50 virtually on there also. Mm-hmm. She said Landglide?
Yep. Landglide works as well.
Yeah.
But again, like, so I can go all the way back. When I got into business, we didn't have apps. We didn't have, we didn't have GPS. We had maps, not GPS. We didn't have none of this stuff that you guys got.
Maps. When you said maps.
Maps. Like E7. This is where we going, E7. I could tell I found my best deals getting lost. Because I'm not from Atlanta. So I got lost and I found my best deals. Because guess what I was doing? I was engaging with the community. I was talking to everybody. Everybody knew who I was. It was like, that house guy, that guy, he always talking about houses. Him. That's him right there. So, you know, that was the most of the way that I attacked the business back then. Now with all these apps and everything, I mean, it's people doing very well because they systematize their business, but also you got to pay attention to what else is going on. A lot of people weren't prepared for this and what's going on with the businesses now.
Okay.
Is everybody paying attention?
Yeah, you're right. And K-Fit, he just wants to know, and I know you've been getting to it and we've been kind of stopping you. Deanna says an actual map. Yeah, an actual map.
Oh yeah, an actual map, a real one.
But K-Fit wants to know, what are we prepping to take advantage of in the fourth quarter?
Okay.
I was just finna get to that. That's what I was getting ready to ask you. So what I wanted to ask you, I know we had a conversation about this, Brian. People right now are so caught up with this COVID-19 stuff and what's going on. What am I going to do right now? What am I going to do right now? But really, you need to be thinking about the fourth quarter right now. Absolutely. And I know you're thinking like, fourth quarter ain't even here. We're still in the second quarter. But no, the reason why we say that is because if you don't prepare now, you're not even going to make it to the fourth quarter.
Right.
So talk a little bit about like preparation. What are you doing right now? Why is it so important to prepare for the fourth quarter? Because it might not make sense to some people, but you may have to break it down so people can get some clarity on why we talk about this and why we had a conversation about it.
Can y'all hear?
I think we can't hear you, bro. We can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
I don't think you're on mute. I don't know why
No,
your
you're not
voice
on
went.
mute. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay, we hear you now.
Say people were in situations prior to COVID coming, right?
Right.
So when COVID came, what did that do? That put them in a further. They're in a real situation now. It's past. It's past just being in a situation I need to sell my house. Now I'm going through this forbearance process with my mortgage company,
Which is tricky.
bank, right?
Yeah.
What's going to happen for all those people that filed and did all these forbearances? What do you think is going to eventually happen when they have to come out of pocket with this money that they're going to have to pay?
In 3 months.
In 3 months. And the way they're opening up everything right now, y'all saw today. Look what happened today. They starting to open up barbershops, the gyms and everything. They want to open up everything starting this weekend, restaurants and all this. So people are going to be able to get back to work, but still, how are they going to be prepared for that forbearance process that's going to come? And then it's going to take time for the course to come back up. So by the time everything really, really, really gets to where it needs to be, it's going to be the end of the third, going into the fourth quarter. So what we're doing right now, we're contacting all the pre-foreclosures, tax sales, all these people. They're going to be so motivated to sell by the time the fourth quarter comes around, because now they're going to have to liquidate. They don't have a choice. It's forcing them to sell.
Yeah. Unfortunately, and I guess the unfortunate thing is the government, et cetera, putting people in a position, really. And we're not trying to per se take advantage of what's going on, but realistically, we have to help people out of situations. We already know this.
But that's what we are. What are we? We problem solvers, right?
Exactly.
We're not the average investor that just wants to take advantage of somebody, put them out, and don't take it. We're problem solvers. We're looking to help people solve their problems.
Right. So yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, and Corey said, like, what does the newcomer? What do you recommend for the newcomer for the first step to prepping for the first quarter? Would you recommend building buyers lists to know what your buyer's looking for, or pick the hottest areas to focus on and work the area for the deal, for a deal?
Okay.
I think you got to reset it every time, Grind. Is everybody up? Will, I can't hear you, Will.
Did you hear what I just said too?
No, I missed everything you said, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh, man, my bad. If you're new, the first thing you need to do is find a mentor.
Yeah.
That's number one. That's the first thing you need to do, period. That I would just advise that to be done first, because the mentor can guide you in the right steps versus us just telling you what steps to go. Because we can tell you, we can give you the whole platform, what to do, how to do it, everything. But if you don't have that mentor that's kind of guiding you, it's going to be a different.
Wow.
Now, Brian, let me ask you something real quick on that. I didn't mean to cut you out, Tim, but real quick on your voice had went out, but let me ask you something real quick when you said about mentor, because some people might say, well, I can't afford a mentor. Do you consider like paid versus just partnering with the right person? Because it's the same thing as a mentor, or kind of elaborate on that, because you're going to have a lot of people who probably saying, hey, man, I want to get started, but I can't afford no mentor. So what would be, I guess, a plan B on something like that if that's the case?
Not able to afford a mentor, okay, get with people that are actually doing deals and find out how you can add some type of value. Hey, John, Will, Tim, I'm new. What can I do to add some type of value to help me get started? Can I drive for dollars for you guys? Can I pull some leads? What can I do to add value to you guys to help me get a jump start? But not take advantage, not try to, and be good at one thing first. I always tell people, stop trying to learn the business of the real estate business, because it's so many tools and ways to do the business, but you got to be good at one thing first.
That's real.
So that one thing, I would say that one thing need to be what you need to propose as your value to that person, whoever you choose to work with. You know, if you somebody who love to hit the streets, you need to be telling somebody, hey man, I'm out in the streets. I'm finna drive for dollars. I can bring leads. I ain't got the budget to skill trace. I could probably make calls, or maybe I can't make calls, but I can bring leads. I can drive. I got some gas money. I'm gonna hit the streets. Whatever you got to do, like you say, you just got to, when you have a limited budget, you got to come into any relationship that you're going to approach, anybody, mentor, partner, whoever, you got to come with a serving mentality. You got to come in saying, hey, how can I assist you? You know what I'm saying? I want to, help you. I want to work with you. I want to do whatever they can for we both can win. And you got to just come into it with that type of mindset. If you, don't really have the budget or don't really have the funds to get started, but you got to drive, because to me, we talk about it all the time. Drive. Give me somebody with drive over somebody who got money all day. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who gonna outwork somebody with money all day. You could be sitting there with money, but just not spending it right or not doing the right things with it. I know Deanna talk about all the time. People buy leads. They got the money to buy the leads, but they're not making the calls. Give me somebody who don't got they're gonna make the calls. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get on the phone. They're gonna knock on doors. They're gonna do whatever they got to do to bring in the deals, you know what I'm saying? Because they got the grind. They may not have the budget, but they got the hustle. They got the grind. Give me that person, you know what I'm saying, over the person who got the budget.
And to be honest, you guys, that's how I got started. I was knocking on doors on pre-foreclosures. That's what I used to do.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how I got started. So when you're doing that, that's like,
everything else is easy.
That's a lot about you. I look at anybody who done been through that whole door knocking. If you done been through that door knocking thing, man,
everything's easy.
You can do
right.
I mean,
you knock it on, and the reason we did that was because that's what we knew to do. We just wanted to get it. Like I guarantee you, John. Like when you were knocking on doors, like with the pre-foreclosure list, you didn't know A to Z on what was going to happen next.
Nope.
Like I know I didn't. I just knew I was going to get paid if I knocked on these doors and asked these people, do they want to sell? That's all I knew. And
but guess what you did?
My mentor at the next step was like, you did that? Okay, cool.
But guess what you did though? You took action, right?
Yeah,
so you took some type of action. You struck the match. It was something that you did that just pivoted you in that right direction. But you did something. You didn't do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess in this era, and I want to be really, really careful on how I say this, because, you've got a lot of people out there that, mentors, gurus, blah, blah, blah. You got to be careful because, even in this pandemic, they're going to lead you away. You know what I'm saying? They're going to lead you away to whatever the next thing is. And you've just got to be careful, and you've got to be rock solid in your foundation. And when you look for that mentor, look for a mentor that's actually doing the business. How do you check and see if they're doing the business? You can check the receipts. You can check the records. You can ask them for a HUD. Let me see a recent HUD of yours. That kind of thing.
Tim, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, Tim. I'm glad you said that, Tim. We got a recent HUD as of today.
See, there it is, right there.
There it is. Don't lie, man.
April 20th.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't lie because John, let's just keep this real. You've got people that just want you as a name or for their mailing list, for whatever it is they're gonna market next.
Yeah.
And you've just got to be careful. If you want to know real estate, and you want to know real estate and how we do it, then you've got to really, really, you've got to deal with the people that are doing this business. And the reason we say that is so that they don't confuse. You don't get confused, because you might be learning how to do one thing, and then all of a sudden it gets pulled out from under you by your so-called mentor, and they're trying to get you to something else. So just, and I say that with all caution and, sincerity, but just be careful with who you're dealing with.
Always.
That's why when me and Will we deal with people that we know. People that we know are doing business. John just pulled the HUD from today. So that's what I want to say. Specifically to you, Corey F. Brown, I appreciate you. All right.
Yeah, it's very necessary to vet mentors, man.
Yeah.
You gotta vet mentors, man, because you just don't know. Somebody's telling you and trying to give you information from 10 years ago.
and you know the other thing, exactly, and the other thing, like as we navigate, and I like what Frank says. I think that's our Frank, but
Yeah.
you know, Frank says, heck, I still don't know what's going to happen all these years later. I think that's our Frank. But the truth is the way that we know, the way that we get our information is, you know, like-minded people. You know, we become experts because we're like-minded. You know, like John had a closing today. He can say, hey, this is what happened at my closing. This is how this worked. And that's how we become experts at what we're doing. And then we can pass along the information to our partners. And that's how we become experts. It's so that's why I say to be around people that are actually doing the business and actually know the business. And that'll make you one step closer. We're not saying that we're perfect. We're not saying that we know everything, but we're navigating through this thing and we're dedicated to this business.
Most definitely.
Do you suggest somebody new? Reach out to somebody locally compared to like all these gurus all over the country?
Yeah. I would suggest anybody that's looking for a mentor to find somebody local and that's active, meaning you see them active. Like a few of my team members reached out to me because they saw I was active because I started posting on social media a lot, and they was like, man, I've tried to go through these people, but this didn't work because they were always like doing meetings on this time and at this time, but this dude is actually out in the field. I'm seeing what he's doing every day. You know, I need to be a part of that. I see the hustle, I see the grind, and I need to show him. I need to add some type of value. And everybody on my team, that's exactly what they did. They came and added some type of value, and that's how that's how we became a team.
Gotcha.
Nobody just came with their hand out and wanted information. You know, you want to make sure that when you come to individuals for help, make sure you're able to add some value to give something back to them to make them feel that like they're not just giving you information. Because once somebody feels like they're giving you information, you start slowing them down, and you know we get tons of emails, and I'm sure Will and Tim, we all get tons of phone calls and emails and DMs about mentorship. But you can't mentor every single person. You have to show something to that individual that's going to make them believe that you want the mentorship.
It's like raising your hand. It's like put me. It's almost like football, bro. You know, put me in the game, coach. I'm ready to go. It's like that. You know what I'm saying? And what we mean by that when we say put you in the game, put me in the game. Hey, I brought a deal to the table. You know, I don't know if it's a deal. You know, it's a prospect. You know, a person want to sell their house. Like, hey, when I remember when I got back into the market, I didn't know what really constituted the deal. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that. Let me ask you this, and this is what Kendall Ficklin wants to know. K Fick, he said, what does your daily grind look like currently to move forward in your business every day?
Well, the daily grind is exactly what it is, man. Every day, waking up early, getting in some type of prayer, because and let me tell the new people why you kind of want to engage in what we start off at the 5 a.m. and the prayer and the meditation prior to getting your day started. Because throughout the day, it's just like we'll be talking about getting prepared for the fourth quarter. Throughout the day, something's going to challenge you. Something that you're not prepared for is going to come your way. So when you prepare yourself that morning, you're prepared for the day. You know it's coming, right? So when you get attacked by, whoever you guys believe in, whoever you guys believe in,
right?
When you feel that pressure and you're attacked by something that you weren't expecting to be attacked by, you're ready for it. You kind of preparing for yourself for that. But aside from that is, still, like I said, the follow-ups, drawing for dollars, and just cold calling right now, man. Honestly been doing a lot of cold calling, you guys, a lot of it.
Wow.
And we've had some success behind it during this COVID because the conversations are different now.
Right. So what are some of these sellers saying right now? You saying when you cold calling sellers, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Sellers.
All right. Because you know how. So what everybody teaching something different. So right. I qualify that. So
Right.
when you cold calling these sellers, what are the sellers saying right now?
Well, some of them are saying, you really gonna call me during this coronavirus, this and that. I'm saying, well, I'm reaching out to you today, Ms. Johnson, because, it's a possibility that, you might need some extra funds because of the coronavirus.
Right.
I don't know your current situation, so I was just reaching out to you to see the availability of purchasing your home on 123 Main Street, and just building that rapport. How are you doing today? I've had conversation with people talking to me about their family members, about, just everything. The main thing you want to do when cold calling is listen. A lot of people don't know that or teach that. You have to listen. You have to build rapport, but listen to the homeowner, because you ask the right questions, they'll tell you everything you want to know about the house.
Wow. That's real stuff. Listen.
Key word, listen.
Well, like this is one thing that I noticed with sometimes newbies. It's like you automatically thinking about trying to get a check. And when you're making a call, and that shouldn't even be the lead. The lead should be, what am I, how can I help you? You understand what I'm saying? And if I can help you by, when I listen, then I can kind of hear what the situation is, and then I can diagnose from there. But the way that I got taught was to never think about the check. You understand what I'm saying? And let's just solve the problem. And when we solve the problem, then we get paid, right?
The check is the reward to solving the problem.
Right.
So it's kind of like playing whatever type of game you play, chess, whatever. Your reward is the pay, but you still want to solve the problem. We get so many phone calls back from sellers of problems that we solve. They call us back with family members, aunts, uncles, cousins. Like, listen, I knew how you helped me. Now my aunt, cousin, sister, uncle, brother needs help. And they deal business with you, or they doing business with us based on the integrity and their experience that we showed them. Now, if we were just a regular, not handling them correctly, then that might be an issue.
Right. That's real stuff, man. Listen, guys, it's 9 o'clock, so I'm just gonna take a pause for the calls. It's 9 o'clock. And we're just gonna go just a few more minutes. So if you've got something else to do, listen, we certainly appreciate you guys jumping on with us. We got a few more questions to answer, so we want to make sure that we answer all questions. John, can you just tell people where to reach you, and then we're just gonna answer a few more questions if you don't mind. Can you hear me? Well, I can tell everybody where to reach you. You can find him on Facebook, Instagram. You find him on Instagram. He's the Real Grind Guy on Instagram. On Facebook, he's John Stafford. You're gonna see he posts a video almost every day. So that's who he is. Can you tell him where else to reach out on your telephone number? I can't.
Okay, now I can hear you. So I kind of heard you at the end. My phone number is 404-482-2016. And I could be reached there. And again, as always, man, I always appreciate you guys. This platform, this it's crazy that you guys do the Monday Motivational Mindset, because I got a friend of mine, he plays ball overseas, and his theme for the day is he calls Mondays Positive Mondays. So it's kind of like the same.
Yeah.
And it's the same term. It's the same reason why he named the day Positive Mondays, like you guys do the Monday Motivational Mindset. So it's all in the same thing.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. One more question. Another question I saw was, the courts. Yeah, we just got that question pretty much answered today about the courts. D wants to know, are the courts open today, or when are the courts going to open back up? I know that Fulton County looked like Fulton County was going all the way live today. So Fulton County's open. The cab, I think the cab is like halfway. Not all departments are open in the cab. I know Clayton, a lot of Clayton is closed. I know a lot of Henry is closed. But for our main, Fulton County, you still get paid right now, as far as I see. Also parts of the cab, but if you're looking for a list, What's up, Javar? If you're looking for a list, you can always get with Deanna. She's got her way. She knows how to get in and get those lists.
Hey, listen, let me tell y'all something. If you need a list, contact Deanna. Just point blank period. Stop complicating everything.
Let the expert handle it.
Like, no, oh, well, how do you guys get lists? Do you scrub them? Do you skip trace?
Yeah.
Deanna has a list you can purchase from her and start cold calling right away.
Yeah, especially like during this time. I mean, you got somebody that's, and listen, look, we all know how to, get out there and do what we do. But this time you got an expert. I mean, we got an expert right here in Deanna, nationwide expert as far as we're seeing now, but she's a nationwide expert at this thing, and she knows how to go and grab those lists. However she's got to get them, she makes sure she gets them. It's just a blessing. So, but just for just a little bit extra, then you can get your list. I want to give a big shout out to Javaro. We had Javaro on last week. He's now on YouTube, Javaro Hardy. Yep. So he did our show last week, and we weren't able to do the Facebook Live. We sucked, but now it's on YouTube. So all you guys check out YouTube. He dropped some gems on his interview, man. You know Chavaro, don't you, Grind?
Yep, I know Chavaro. Me and Chavaro connected back. Let me tell y'all, it's crazy because I don't know if he remembers that, but me and Chavaro connected back when
Your voice went out. We didn't hear the last part. We can't hear you.
Hold on.
Okay, now we can.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so me and Chavaro met. I don't know if y'all know this, but me and Chavaro met back when we can fax deals.
Bro, you jump on, man. Jump on.
We were faxing deals, man. Faxing deals.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what man. We used to fax deals.
I remember
fax machine. I met Chavaro back then. That was a while ago. I don't know if you remember how we met, but that's how we met. It was a long time ago. What's up, Chavaro? You on mute, man. You on mute.
You're on mute. Hit your button.
There I go. What's up, guys? What's up?
What's going on?
Oh no, just chilling, man. Listen, you guys, man. That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Grind guy talking about what kind of hat you got on, man?
He represents the mess right now, man.
Look, I ain't no Met fan. Just go with this blue. That's all. Just go.
Okay.
That's it.
I ain't never seen you wear that outside of Atlanta, man. I ain't never seen you wear that outside of Atlanta, man.
I thought you remember that. Look, man, Grind was, we just talking about last week, man, how good of a time we had on the call last week. And Grind, and I knew you and Grind probably knew each other, man, but Grind was just talking about how we used to do deals on the fax machine.
I'm trying to.
That's right. Yeah.
A lot of deals, a lot of everything came through that fax machine. I'm telling you.
That was it. That's all we had.
So y'all know I ain't playing when I say this type of stuff. I know some people like fax machine. No, this is how it was done.
Yeah. Hey, you ain't got that fax to come through. You ain't got
that's it.
And it was slow. And the fax was slow. And it was slow.
Saying like, man, what's up?
No, man, Jabral, we just talking with Grind, man. We talking with Grind guy about, some of the things we talked about last week about some of the stuff that we doing. For this, for this fourth quarter. Now, and people don't know, but really what we're doing now is everything we're doing now is actually going to set us up for the fourth quarter. So that's what we're talking with Grind about today, man. And like me and Will say, man, I mean, we just grateful, man, to have you guys as, as our friends, man. This
Most
circle
definitely.
right here, man.
I want to say something real quick, man, before we get off, man. I know we about to get off. One thing I want everybody to do, man, I want all of you guys to give a couple of tips to people on what they need to be doing right now before we, get out this line. Everybody, I just want everybody to chime in, all four of us. We just, just let everybody know, like, what they need to be doing now in the business, like, right now, like, starting tomorrow. I don't care if it's starting tonight, but what they need to be doing, just get the audience some tips real quick before we get off the line tonight.
So,
Okay.
We'll start with you, Traval. Since you was in here last week, we didn't get you on Facebook Live, but we got you on here today. So go on, give your words of advice.
Hold on. Let me get my. So basically, the tip I give right now, man, is just staying focused. You know what I'm saying, and look to help some homeowners out. You know, again, as y'all were just speaking a few minutes ago, it's not about the money. It's about helping these homeowners out. And right now, we know where everything's about to head, sort of, for the most part. And just get out here and help these homeowners, man. A lot of them don't know what to do, don't know how to do it. And that's what we're here for. Like I said, we're transaction engineers. That's what we do. We figure a way, we give them a solution, we provide that for them. So, I mean, just stay going, man. Don't stop. Like, continue to have that funnel flowing right now. Do not stop marketing. Like I say, get the list from Deanna or whoever. Deanna is the best because we're on the way to purchase one from her right now ourselves. But, man, get those lists and continue to, like, cold call, whatever you need to do, man, to generate those leads for the fourth quarter for sure.
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. And that's good what you said, man. I find myself sometimes talking to homeowners, knowing I'm not even going to get the deal, knowing the deal don't even make sense, but I'm so passionate about helping people. You know what I'm saying? I be like, look, I know this deal, but I just want to point you in the right direction. You know what I'm saying?
Direction.
And sometimes I just feel that way. You know, so I just want to make sure that even if you don't work with me, I just want to make sure you make a wise decision. So sometimes I tell them, do with an agent. Do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the deal all the time. Sometimes it's about pointing them in the right direction. So I appreciate you saying that.
No doubt. Yeah, problem solved. That's what we are, guys. That's it.
Grind, what you got?
Kind of the same thing, man. The main thing you want to do is be getting your mindset together. Because a lot of people they don't understand that, you know, what just really happened. It's kind of like they got thrown off a little bit. Okay, Frank came on there.
Oh, what's up? What? Well, I guess we got to get his opinion too.
I don't know. I just appeared on the screen. I was like, I guess I should turn this on.
We got the professor. Look, we got the professor on the line. I call him the professor.
There you go.
We see it, Frank.
We're gonna let Frank go next. Go ahead, Brian. We got you. We're gonna get Frank next.
But getting the mindset together, you got to keep that mindset because that's the most important thing of any business. Think about the people that are suffering right now if they don't have the proper mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
Getting that mindset together and continue to make these phone calls. Even if you're just now starting off to make phone calls, the best time to mess up right now because you're going to mess up, but mess up right now. You know what I'm saying? Until you get together and you sharpen your pencil and you on point to know and ask the right questions. But if you don't take action, take massive action now. Don't wait. It's not the time to wait. Go ahead and mess up right now because I'm telling you guys, this fourth quarter is going to be crazy.
Yep, I agree.
I can almost guarantee it.
Hey, Grind, I got another question for you.
Yes, sir.
Since you closed today, man, what was your attorney saying about like what county was it that you closed in?
It was Fulton County.
Fulton County? Okay. So the attorney didn't have any problems getting anything in Fulton, did they?
Nope. Gervy took care of me. Andrew Gervy took care of me.
Andrew Gervy? Okay. Yep. All right, guys. Andrew Gervy. That's it. Yep. Gervy's still in business.
Frank, what you got, man? What tips you got for our audience, man, before we get off the line tonight?
My tips. So I am, for all intents and purposes, resetting my business. I am literally just like, start over. And I think this whole COVID-19 episode has given business in general, there's a lot of businesses that are going to be starting over. There's a lot of businesses right now that are looking at, you know, and we'll just use a very simple example, travel costs. And we can look at, and, you know, the airline industry already recognizes a lot of those business travelers might not be coming back.
Right.
A tool like Zoom that we're using now just exploded. Okay. My wife was actually using Zoom to teach middle school kids, and like the mouse was moving around. Like, who the heck hatched a Zoom call with middle school education math class? So the world has shifted very rapidly. And I think those that are willing to shift with it are going to thrive. And that's one of the reasons I said, you know what, screw everything, start over. And if I was going to start over, what would Frank do? The heck with rehabbing, the heck with building, maybe a few rentals, but do deals that generate cash when? Right now. And to me, it seems like those are really the only deals we should even care about for the foreseeable future. The deals that generate capital right now. And that's going to fly in the face of people that are going to hold on to what they were doing. Are we going to get back to normal? I put a post on my Facebook that, hey, are we going to get back to normal? I've been posting a number of questions just to see what the temperature in the room is. And there's been a lot of positive posts. There's been a lot of interesting feedback. There's been some negativity. They get the unfriending treatment. And because we don't, not only have we had to shift, we've got to shift quickly. We got to generate income now. And you don't have time for negativity. One of the things I've learned, I'm dealing with an old architect. I'm like, every time their name comes up, the only thing I can associate with them is negativity. And I said, I don't have time for that. So if anything smells of negativity, it goes. Okay. We were talking earlier about coaches and mentors. So I do coaching, for example. And I agree with what John was saying earlier is you got to have someone that's going to, you can't just be a coach, can't just be a mentor. It needs to be an accountability coach. And we're a mentor that will hold you accountable, which, by the way, if someone's mentoring you accountability, it's really not a mentor, it's a coach. Because a mentor is really someone you go to bounce ideas off and learn things. And I have a nice day, I'll let you know how it comes out. And a coach, an accountability coach is going to be someone week in, week out, month in, month out, whatever your setup is to kick your butt. And I think we need that. And I will tell you this story. Now, right now, I'm actually recording my course on wholesaling. That's right, Tim, Will. I know I've told you all this for a long time. I was going to do it. I recorded the first half today. It's coming soon. Thank you. Finally. And one of the things I learned, and I was telling them this today, the biggest mistake I have made, I've made two huge mistakes in 11 years of real estate. The second biggest mistake was I listened to a broke person on how to build a construction business. That was the second huge mistake, and that was a big one. But my biggest mistake, hands down, 10 years ago, I had the opportunity to be coached by one of the biggest wholesalers in the country back then, and he's even bigger today. He's a gentleman by the name of Lee Kearney. You may have heard of him. He is an absolute machine. He's a great guy. And I had the option to be coached by him for 6 months for $6,000 10 years ago. And I didn't take it. And not spending $6 grand with him has probably kept 7 figures out of my bank account. I traded what could have been for the convenience of today just to save $6,000. You talking about Lee down there in Tampa? What's that? What was that?
You talking about Lee down there in Tampa?
Yes. That guy, I mean, that's who I learned how to wholesale from. and to this day, I still use his wholesaling techniques. They just work. 10 years later, they work. I haven't had to change a thing. And had I gotten the right coaching back then, how different everything would look today. And I did have.
I like what you said.
No, what I would say is I did have the opportunity to get coached for a weekend with Kenny Rushing.
Oh, OG.
I know Kenny.
Yeah. OG now. You can take some stuff from Kenny now.
I'm hoping to bring. I've been trying to get them to Atlanta for a meetup, but it's it's like pulling teeth. But anyway, but here's the thing. What I would advise everybody is very simple: get a coach. I don't care what it costs. It's cheaper than the mistakes and the lost income and the lost time and the lost revenue. And I can say it because I've had it happen once, not had it happen back then, and I had it happen with construction. We're not going to have a third time. Today, right. I have a phenomenal business coach. I've got great real estate coaches. I'm looking at other coaches for other parts of life, and we're like reset. We've done a ton of business. I've done hundreds of deals, but we're not where we want to be, and we're just not satisfied with the results we've had. And I said, this time we do it from a clean slate. We get the coaching. When the coach says jump, you say how high, and however high he says, you go higher. And that's how my business coach is basically training me. And it's just a reset. It's a cleanse. We don't deal with negativity. If I find someone who's negative, they're gone. By the way, anyone here catches me being negative, you have complete permission to hold me accountable to say, Frank, no. Remember what you said? And so, that's what I would say. Hold yourself to a very high standard, adapt quickly, forget the old is gone. Okay. You guys were talking about what's going to happen in the fourth quarter. I don't know what's going to happen in 30 days, much less the fourth quarter. So, there is no telling what's going to happen, but here's what I've been telling people. Expect the unexpected. And if you expect the unexpected, guess what? Then you're never surprised, and it's much easier to adapt.
Agreed.
Much, much easier to adapt. Because if you have it fixed, this is what quote unquote should happen, and it doesn't, then you get rattled and you're like all a mess. So when somebody screws up, hey, I kind of figured it would happen. Let's go in there and fix it. And I think, and we're going to see a lot of people just taking a stab at things in the next few weeks, trying to predict what's going to happen. I mean, everyone's an armchair quarterback on Facebook, for goodness sake. You heard today the governor's opening up. Oh, that's, one. By the way, I'm excited about it. I need a haircut. So I'm excited. But some people are not excited. And in my mind, I'm like, you know what? Whether excited or not excited, let's agree to disagree, make the best choices, and move forward with whatever's comfortable for you, and be okay with that. And it's not your job. I love the way my coach says it. It's not your business to worry about what others think. It's none of your business what anybody else thinks. Let's apply that to social media. I think that would be a cool thing. It's none of your business what anybody thinks.
That's good. That's good stuff, man.
And just be okay if you disagree. It's okay. So,
hey, another thing I wanted to say.
My biggest tip: get a coach, pivot fast, and do deals that make cash right now. That's
Agreed.
it. That's my
wholesaling and rentals.
That was real good. And I even like the part where you said reset, because I think a lot of us got to reset what we're doing, and just, sometimes you're going to have to slim down a little bit. You're going to have to make adjustments. So I definitely, appreciate that part, man. I appreciate everything you said, Frank, and appreciate you jumping on, giving those tips, man. That was good stuff.
I'm glad you said reset and slim down. Will. That's another point that I meant to, as Frank was talking, that's another thing I meant to talk about. Slimming down, cutting off all these unnecessary subscriptions that you have.
Woo!
Right?
Cut the fat. Cut the fat.
Cut all the fat. You got all these unnecessary subscriptions and things that you have no business. They're just coming out, and you got to pay attention to everything that comes out of your account, because you could be helping that start your career or help your career some way.
I agree.
In the business.
I agree. Yeah.
It's real.
These unnecessary subscriptions can help you pay for your coach or your mentor.
Yeah.
My coach has a funny saying. He says all the people that are not taking action right now, the problem is they're sitting at home watching broke flicks.
Yeah.
Stop watching broke flicks and start doing deals.
Look,
Yeah.
they'll tell you everything about all these series that's on there, but they can't tell you about when last time they caught a seller.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, so I gotta say this. Because this guy reached out to me today, and he been asking me all these questions, and I said, oh man, he's like, I'm doing good right now. I'm like, yeah. I said, how many calls have you made in the last couple of days? He's like, I'm working on it. Oh, okay. That tells me where you are. If you're not making phone calls right now, and that's what you should be doing, what could we talk about?
Yep.
What are we really talking about?
Well, if I can throw this out there, just a gift. I just put this out the other day. Some of you might have seen my social media posts. If you go to 5offersaday.com, 5offersaday.com, I put out a presentation. It's free. There's no charge. There's no nothing. 56 ways to find deals. 56 ways. By the way, you only have to be good at between 1 to 3 of them. So I think John, you were talking about just get good at 1. Well, I give you 56 to pick from, so you're not hurting for options. Go out there, pick whichever of the 56 you want to rock at, master it, and then go to your next one. But it's at 5offersaday.com. The reason I call it that, my mantra has been for the last few years, and it still holds true. If you make 5 offers a day, I don't care if they're off market, MLS, or both, does not matter. If you make 5 offers a day, you will get it. Period.
I'm gonna stick.
That's the guarantee.
That's true.
Tim, what you got for us, man? What you got for us, man? I know we got to wind it on down. What you got for us, man? Some tips for the audience.
Who, me?
Yes. We got to end it. We got to end it with our tips.
There've been so many jewels, man. I just say like during this time is, like if there's something that's ever been tugging at you, to do, just do it. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's get your license, real estate license, or if it's, becoming an appraiser or whatever, within this business, and just add some more tools into your toolbox during this time. You got the time to do it. Put it into your day. Still go out and be active with your deals, and but do whatever it is that you felt like you did not have time to do before. You know what I'm saying? Like making cold calls, like Delano says. But do whatever it is that you felt like you didn't have time to do before. Because like you said, I mean, you got broke flicks, up there, at any time, and do something productive during this time. So Kendall also said getting lean. He said, and what you guys are saying is very relevant. He said, a lot of my mentors have been saying this for a while now, stay lean and generate revenue. And that's real. I've been cutting off, subscriptions that don't even matter. I've been doing that, and I'm grateful for that because now when you're looking at, your revenue, before you weren't really looking at your revenue. Let's just keep it real. But now we're really looking at our revenue. We're going under the hood of our businesses and rediscovering, what it is we love and going back to basics. And that's something that we have to do. So,
hey Tim, just a thought to piggyback on what you said. Real simple, 2 things everybody can keep in mind. If you want to keep it super, 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 super lean and make your life extraordinarily simple, there's only 2 things you got to think about. First, how many offers are you making? And 2, how many are accepted?
That's it.
There you go.
I agree.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, it's funny that you said that because that's the key to this business is lead generation.
Yeah.
I agree.
Man, we appreciate you guys. My tip, what I want to just share before we close out, I just think that right now, what I would say first thing you need to do is develop a relationship, a closer relationship with God right now. I think right now that God, getting closer into prayer, meditation, and all that stuff, God is going to reveal some things that wasn't clear to you at first. He's going to reveal some things that maybe you didn't even think about. I've been praying a lot lately, and God just been telling me, do this, do that. Go here, go there. Don't go there, go over this way. And clarification is everything, because what you don't want to do is start thinking that you got to be in panic mode and start doing all this different stuff, but you don't really have no direction. You know, it's almost like driving somewhere and you don't have a navigation. You know what I'm saying? You just racing, you just driving, you keep getting lost. You know, so spend this time with God, get some clarity. I agree with everything you guys said from a business standpoint. I definitely think that I was going to say that same thing. If you're not making offers, then that's the first mistake you're not doing. That's one of the most important things, like Frank says, that you need to be doing. And one thing and let me just say, the way I'm approaching things right now is I'm trying to work myself to death. I'm going to work myself out of this slump. And if you work yourself even harder than you was before, then you're not going to see any downwards, anything not going to go downwards. It's going to go up. So you got to work yourself out of this slump. If you're not hustling daily, if you're not grinding, if you're not making calls, you're not making offers, if you're not talking to people, if you're not networking, if you're not doing all of the above, everything we talked about tonight, you got to be doing this stuff like actively. You can't be sitting behind. You diligently got to be doing everything that we talked about tonight, everything that we said, put it all into one bubble and do it and 10 times it, 10 times it. And you got to work yourself out of this situation. You know what? I'm really approaching, I'm going to just say it like this. I'm approaching it like Corona's not even going on. I'm not even thinking about Corona right now. I'm thinking about my business. I'm thinking about, succeeding, getting to the next level. I'm not even thinking about everything else. Is just not really irrelevant to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to stay focused on being a better me, and I just say, you guys do the same thing. Focus on being a better you. Slim down in your business. Get closer to God and just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. And like they said, find a partner, find a mentor, whatever you got to do. Especially if you're new, I don't think nobody need to be approaching the business right now by themselves. No. And just grind. Just grind and just work and get to it. So make sure you guys follow everybody that's on this line. Make sure you follow everybody. Our YouTube channel is up. Wholesalers of Rush YouTube channel. We're starting to put all of our Monday calls because they so good. We're starting to put all of them on YouTube. So make sure you guys go to our YouTube channel, Wholesalers of Rush YouTube. Follow us. Follow everybody. If you're not following everybody that's talking tonight, I mean, I don't know. You're just not doing right. So follow me. I'm at Uncle Bill Buy Houses on Instagram, Facebook, William Galloway. Tim, Facebook, Instagram. Everybody share that Facebook, Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Who is Tim Harvey on IG and Tim Harvey on Facebook? Right.
Travar Hardy, just Travar Hardy on everything. You'll find unique name.
Right.
At the Real Grind Guy on Instagram and John Stafford on Facebook.
All right. Right.
All right.
Oh goodness, can I put a screen up? I'll show you everything. Just screenshot me. Let's see here. The best way to get a hold of me. Oh my goodness. Email me at info@workingwithhouses.com. info @workingwithhouses.com. And I will respond with a plethora of ways to find me. I'm on all the social channels, email, YouTube, everything. So just info@workingwithhouses. Shoot me an email. I'll give you the whole thing.
All right.
And we're looking for deals right now. So if you can deal, make sure you guys send deals to reiwholesalersofruss@gmail.com. We're looking to partner with you guys. That's what this community is about. We're about networking. We're about partnering. We're about doing deals. So make sure you guys send us an email, reiwholesalersofruss@gmail.com, and we'll be looking forward to working with you guys. And this was a blessing, man. I'm so grateful for you guys, man. This was really truly a blessing. We don't want to keep you guys up too much longer. We went over about 30 minutes, but it was so worth it. We appreciate it. Anything else, Tim, before we let everybody go tonight?
Oh, just filled up. Thanks to Kendall. Thanks to
what up?
Okay.
The line OG. on the line. Shout out to my OGs. I mean, they on the line. OT had the fax machine in his car, so he wanted to
Hey, thank everybody for joining us on Zoom and Facebook. We'll see you guys next Monday, same time, 8 p.m. Don't miss it. You don't know who's going to be on there next week, so make sure you guys chime in. We'll see you guys next Monday at 8. Y'all be safe.
Peace.
All right, guys.
Yeah.